Oh, bit of an early change down there, sorry. Some of the valves are just finding their way back into the engine now after dancing around on the bonnet. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to another episode of Gran Turismo 2. It's good to be back on Gran Turismo 2. It was a long time since I recorded the previous batch of episodes before we even got to doing the endurance race, which I just did last night, which was the Seattle 100 miles. And if you haven't seen how that race works out, please do go back and watch it. It was so much fun. Thank you to everybody that was in the stream, by the way. Thank you for everyone that was watching. And those of you that were on stream last night would have seen that we won this. The Ford GT90, a car that I said looks amazing from the front, but then when they got to the back end, they sort of didn't plan how they were going to line everything up, and it looks awful. But my God, it's fast, and my God, it grips like hell as well. So we're going to try and use that at some point, maybe change the wheels a little bit, but we'll have to see. The task at hand, though, lies up here in East City, and we need to carry on with our challenges. Now, we're here at Nissan. We're entering the final sort of stages of these special events. We just did the Pulsar Cup, but now it's time for the Skyline R34 challenge, just for road cars. So we can buy one of these, do it up as much as possible, and see how quick we're going to make it. Anybody that knows R34s knows they can be ridiculously fast, so we're going to make sure that we do just that. Of course, we're going to pick up the Nissan GT-R V-Spec, and is there any colour you can have it in other than Bayside Blue? Look at that, it's gorgeous. So now it's time to tune it. Now, we all know that we want decent brakes on this thing, because a lot of my cars I make very fast and then they never stop. So sports brakes are going on. 5,000 credits for them, thank you. We're then going to do the essentials, you know, like put an exhaust and an air cleaner on it. It's weird, actually, because it said 276 horsepower when we were in the screen a moment ago. When we were buying it, I should say. And it says it's 323 horsepower already there. I'm not going to complain. Well, it's 345 now we've put an exhaust on it. We're going to go straight to the Neanderthal route of turbocharging it even more. Oh my God, 74 grand and it's 677 horsepower. 14 grand gets it to 518 horsepower. I don't see why we don't. Sod it, 74 grand, let's splash out. We're not racing modifying it, so we're not going to have to spend 80 odd grand on doing that. Intercooler's going to take it over 700, isn't it? Yeah, 721 horsepower, wow. And it's four-wheel drive as well, let's not forget. So these things are going to... I've not even got words for how quick this is going to be. Let's make it nice and stiff on suspension, and let's put some decent tyres on it, because Chaz always forgets decent tyres. We're going to go for racing hards, just to get that extra bit more grip over the road tyres that we would normally get. And I think that's going to be it. I imagine the gearbox is pretty good anyway, and it's going to be set up to go very, very fast in a straight line. So without further ado, let's do it. And we're at Rome as well, which was the circuit we tested the GT90 at the end of the last episode. Bit of a nemesis to me, this circuit, so I'm excited to see how the GTR can make me look like a better driver. Oh, that sounds savage. Bye, everyone. It doesn't feel as crazy fast as I was expecting. I mean, it stops and it turns, but it doesn't feel bonkers fast. It just feels solid. Okay, yeah, it's fast. Yeah, it's certified fast. I mean, it's going to do exactly what we need it to do, and it's going to win this race, so I'm fine with that. Oh, it's so good. It feels like a race car. Feels like an absolute race car. But obviously this was almost a brand new car when this came out. This game, I mean. So of course they were going to make it seem very, very good indeed to help promote it. Oh, excuse me. I think a shorter gearbox would make it seem even faster. Oh! But it's plenty fast enough, isn't it? 150 mile an hour. Somehow stopping it before the wall there. That's again the whole tactic of tap, tap, tap on the brakes rather than just holding it once. It really does make a difference. It really helped me out at Seattle yesterday. Look at the speed. Again, 150 mile an hour before turning in. And the four-wheel drive just works so well in this car. It doesn't have that massive oversteery feel on the exit where all four wheels want to try and spin it sideways. It gives it enough slide to just manage without having a big accident. I mean, this feels like a much slower version of the GT500 Skyline, if I'm honest with you. It feels that good. It feels like it's got the grip for its speed, you know what I mean? It's got the necessary handling capabilities for its pace. Now, we've learned our lesson here. We know that we need to Look at that, though. It's so predictable. Look at the lead we've got. Didn't even realise how far ahead we were. Wow. I mean, it was a one-off. What a return to the manufacturer events. Look at that, 11.5 seconds. I'm almost embarrassed for him. Well, big fan of that. That's definitely a missile we can use further down the line. Maybe not with that much power, though. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Okay, on to the next challenge at Nissan. And that next challenge is the March Trophy, known to you and I over here in the UK and Europe as the Nissan Micra. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Let's see if we can get a used one, shall we? Although I don't think so, with the first thing being the Infinity, which is basically a Primera. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get a Micra there. There you go, the March G 1997. I don't think there's any other versions of it that you can get, is there? Let's have a look at it. Oh, that's mega. Oh, it's so cool. So cool. What colour do we get it in? Oh, it's nice and red. Not quite the right shade of yellow, that, I'm afraid. I like the red one. Let's go for a red little March. It's in G sharp as well. Very musical. Now, when we bought the Skyline, it said that it had 276 horsepower, and it was different when we went to tune it. This March just said there that it had 77 brake horsepower. So let's see what it says now when we try and do it up slightly. Does it say that it's got more than that to begin with? Actually says less. 75. Put an exhaust on it to make it 82. Wonder if you can turbocharge it. You can turbo it to 164 horsepower. Sod it, we're doing it. We're going to do some of the essentials like a lightened flywheel. We're going to put a new triple plate clutch in it as well, just so it can really quickly change gear and fly up the revs. And decent tyres. Tyres are important. Let's just go for sports tyres. They're going to feel better than the road ones, aren't they? We do have to racing modify it as well afterwards, so we're going to have to spend quite a bit of money on doing the lightweighting or weight reduction. For some reason, I always just say lightweighting as if that's an actual verb. It's not. Anyway, it's about time we go into the normal style race for the Marches. And it's put us at Trial Mountain. Now, this isn't really a power circuit, to be fair, so this could be quite a good race. Oh, look at the old one on the left there. Maybe you can get them in the used car market sometimes. Sounds great. Sounds like it's got a V6 under the bonnet. Yeah, well, we're definitely going to outdo them on power. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Look at the old ones. The old boys. How times change. Look at the hood scoop on that. I think that might be another example of when you need to really check out the car market at certain times. You know, it changes over every 10 days, I found out. And we didn't see any Marches in the used car market when we went in there just now. So I imagine that the older ones like that do pop up every so often. You just have to have it on the right day. This is cool, this little car. Feels great so far as well. It really grips. I mean, look at that. It's oversteering through there. It's not completely unmanageable. Having a good gearbox in these cars makes such a difference. Well, we've got the standard gearbox, but obviously a triple plate clutch for much faster changes. That's what makes the difference. Oh no. It's so easy to turn in early there and hit that edge of that tunnel. And it's so easy to turn in early there coming this way round. You've got to turn in late. On the standard circuit going the other way, you have to sort of follow that curb all the way around there, but when you come in this way, it sharpens up, or tightens as they would say in rallying. We're not leaving him for dead, so we still have to push hard here. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Hey, oh, whoa, I've gone early there. Hey, little Micra in the air. Okay, decent lead. Throw it at the chicane because it's going to grip. Can't grip when it's in the air, Chaz. Oh, bit of an early change down there, sorry. Some of the valves are just finding their way back into the engine now after dancing around on the bonnet. Whoa, bit of oversteer there. It's a great little touring car, this. I like this a lot. Okay, so we've still got a bit of a lead, but we're not gone. Let's just make sure we don't muck this bit up. Wasn't great. Remember, turning late here. Nice. I mean, we're... by nice, I mean 40 miles wide of the apex. Oh god, it bobbled around all the brakes there. Oh, we're actually under pressure now. You can hear them closing in. 2 wheels through there. Come on, little Micra. Use the grunt, use the power. What is it, 126 horsepower? Through the air again. Hey. Oh. Oh, that could have been detrimental, but luckily we made it. Wow. It was actually quite the challenge, that. Said it could be quite a good race. Oh, ads. And as you all know, now it's time to racing modify our little Micra. I think this is either going to look amazing or it's going to look completely and utterly First, though, we need to go through weight reduction. So we've got to do all 3 stages of this, which is quite a costly procedure in itself. The first part may be 1 grand, with the second part being 5 grand, but now 20 grand for the third bit means 26 total. And then you've got to go on to racing modification, which can cost over 80,000 credits in most cases. That's a very plain livery, isn't it? But I like the number boards on the side. That's cool. What does the red one look like? Doesn't really sit well with the blue, does it? That looks quite funky. So does that. I like the dark blue. I don't want a silver car. I think I like the white one, you know. Yeah, the white one's cute, but 80 grand, like I say, it's so expensive doing all this. Then again, earlier in the episode we spent 72 grand turbocharging, or putting a bigger turbo on our GTR. Nothing left to do on the car, though, I'd say. It felt pretty good before. I don't think the racing modification changes that much. So let's squeeze another race in, shall we? Go for the racing style version of the Nissan March. Seattle. My voice really didn't like that then. As if I've not seen this place enough. Oh, that's a cool looking machine in front, isn't it? The 1989 March. I think it was called the Super Turbo or something. I like the little BP sticker on the back. It's cute. Yeah, we've got that slight power advantage that we had before. We've got a teammate in this race. And there's a dark blue one as well to haunt me, just in case it turns out to be better than the white one. The old livery looks amazing with the stripes. Frame rate always dies a death around here, so it feels like the cars are going super slow, then all of a sudden you arrive around here and everything speeds up again. It didn't even get off the ground over the first jump, it's that slow. Bit of contact there. Hey, oh, big oversteer. Past our teammate. Excuse me. I'll have a go at him this time. God, it grips. It just wants to oversteer everywhere. Look at it. Oh, mugged. Mugged! Absolutely mugged. Oh, that sounded fantastic as well. This is great. I like this. Little touring cars, little micro championship. Oh, I was braking where I was braking last night in the Charger. We definitely don't need to do that here in this. Whoa, that was close to the wall. One way, then the other. Ah. It's not going to feel so spectacular through this little chicane. It's still a cool little car, isn't it? God, it grips so well. It just... Honestly, I nearly turned into the second part of the wall there because it just grips so well on that double apex right. Yep, it doesn't get off the ground again. Little hop, skip and a jump on there and there. Well, once again, we're not disappearing off up the road. We're actually disappearing into the wall. Ah. It sounds so cool and looks so innocent, but it really goes well. Yeah, sure, it's not 700 horsepower. It's not doing even 100 miles an hour down this part of the circuit. But it's a great little touring car. We are actually going to break 100 here, though, look. Maybe not the optimal line through there, but oh well. Nice win, that. I sort of ran out of words near the end. But that means that the Nissan Marches are complete. Nissan is nearly complete. We've got one more challenge with them, and it's the GTR meeting. So I think we can potentially use our Nissan R34 again, which we've just made. So that could be very, very exciting with lots of power. And we could see some very interesting cars in that. But that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.